Good afternoon, and here we are on Facebook Live for this edition of House Call with Dr. Tetteh. Today I'll be talking a little about babies, but first I want to go back to a question that was posed from the first house call or the second one. Either way, it was about seasonal allergies. The question came from Ms. Claudia Vargas. Do seasonal allergies cause chest congestion and a little temperature and a heavy cough after running or being agitated? Excellent question. I will share that usually chest congestion and having a little fever, especially if you've been running or agitated, is likely not seasonal allergies. That might be someone that has asthma or some other related illness that is, as you mentioned, gets worse with agitation or running. Seasonal allergies are usually mainly going to cause nasal congestion. Chest congestion and other things down here in your lungs are going to be from other respiratory issues, but not seasonal allergies. Thank you for your question. But today I was asked to go over some things about babies or newborns or just young children, because right now many parents are finding themselves on either extended maternity/paternity leave, and they're wondering, I had these questions about what I should be doing at this time. One question specifically, should you breastfeed when you're sick? In this case, that's a very good question, because if your baby is mainly being breastfed and that's your primary nutrition, you want to make sure that they're getting all that they need, but also if you're sick, you don't want to make them ill. When I've had moms that are breastfeeding and they are sick with a minor cold or some other illness, this is when either I'll encourage them to wear a mask when they breastfeed, so that when they're holding their baby and breastfeeding, they're not breathing down onto their child and possibly passing an illness. If breastfeeding moms have an illness such as chickenpox, those are situations where mothers cannot be with their children at all, and they would have to be separated. But other than that, if a mom is ill, if she's not having a condition that is going to be contagious, actively having a fever, and just so sick that she cannot manage breastfeeding, other than those situations, as long as you're washing your hands very well before you pick up your baby, then it's okay to breastfeed. But all those other criteria I mentioned, or if you have an illness that is easily transmitted to your baby, and especially if your baby's a newborn, those are reasons where you can either pump your milk and have someone else feed your baby, or other ways like using formula if you just cannot be in contact with your baby when you're very ill. The other question was regarding milk allergy and milk intolerance. So even though the question was asking this, there's different things with milk, especially I think they're asking about breast milk. When I talk about breast milk intolerance or milk protein intolerance, those are two different entities. Milk protein intolerance is because infants have an issue with processing the protein of milk. Usually this will cause babies to pass blood in their stools. And so if they need to be fed something else different than breast milk, we're going to pick something that does not have the same structure as milk. And the main thing in milk that can cause problems for people is lactose. So for a baby that has a milk protein allergy, choosing another formula that's made out of soy or any other milk-based product is not going to work well for them. They would need to be placed on a formula that is a pretty much broken down version of formula when it's down to its amino acid level, meaning that when that baby takes that formula, it just gets absorbed right away from their stomach. Their body doesn't even have to break it down. And that's only when you have those severe cases of milk protein allergy. Now, milk intolerance, I'll have to check with the person that asked this question what exactly they meant by that. I will say most babies can tolerate breast milk. Only in some situations have I had moms say, I think my baby doesn't want my milk. They only want the bottle because it's the formula. I think they don't want to breastfeed from me. Oftentimes that happens because breastfeeding takes work for many babies. They have to actually focus on trying to eat and focusing on working at it. And for babies, if they know there's an easier way to get fed, they're going to choose it. So if you've been feeding a baby with a bottle, and for a bottle, there's not a lot of work that you have to do to even get the milk. That's why many babies will quickly turn to a bottle and want to do that more than actually breastfeeding because there's more work involved. So in our age of social media platforms, multiple ones, and especially ones that you can use straight from your phone, there have been questions about, well, what should I post and what should I not post? I mean, this is your baby. You want to share your baby with the world. But one thing we have to think about is your baby's going to grow up to be a teenager, an adult. And is it fair to have their online reputation already made for them before they were even able to have consent for that? Some parents have made the step of not having any picture of their children online because they want to make sure that their child makes their own online reputation. And for some parents, they've already posted a bunch of pictures. I will say, if you've already posted pictures of your children online, something to keep in mind is their safety. Your post online shouldn't include things that are identifying for you or your family, like your address, your phone number, details where anybody could come and find your home or cause harm to your children. So something to keep in mind. Also, the settings for how you're sharing online, if it's only shared with people you know, or if it's something that the public can see. Those are things to keep in mind with posting online. And then one question that's very appropriate for the current time is, are there common household items to entertain your baby or child when you're at home? I will say this, many babies will play with everything else except that expensive toy you just got them or that item you got from your baby shower. I don't wear my glasses in the office because for whatever reason, it's the first thing 10-month-olds go to pluck off my face. Same with moms wearing long dangly earrings. That's the first thing their baby goes to grab. For infants and babies, they are usually looking at the shapes and structures of things. They love looking at faces. They want to study your facial features. Look at your eyes, your nose, and watch your mouth as you're speaking to them. When it comes to picking out toys and items, honestly, even everyday items in your house can be very interesting to them. You'll notice that they usually will go to your phone to pick it up because it has the lights on it. It has different things that move and the screen changes. In your home, you probably have already have items in your home that your baby would like to play with. For toddlers, a little older, you probably realize that they just like things that make noise. Even taking a pot cover or the lid for your pots and then giving them a wooden spoon, that's something that makes noise, that they can do it on their own, and they'll be very happy doing it. Something that doesn't cost any extra, you already have those items in your home. And then for older children, most of them just want your time and they want to be able to spend time with you. So finding things that are structured you can do together, be it making a puzzle, painting, coloring, or even having them join you in some of your favorite activities, be it doing an exercise video or working in the garden, finding ways where they can be helpful to you because they'll just enjoy it because they're with you. Main thing is you don't have to buy all the fancy things out there to keep your child happy. And a lot of times just you being with them and interacting with them is all they really want and all they really need. So that's all I have for today for House Call with Dr. Tetteh. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Not sure where from yet, but we'll figure it out. So thank you for your time. Stay healthy, be safe, and I'll catch you next time.